In today's episode, I traveled 3 hours to get cold.
Actually don't know where we are.
And then warm.
Here.
And then cold again. All that to discover prefabricated homes like I've never seen before.
I can't believe that that was built in the factory.
Look at this. This is how we've been building houses for over 100 years. We take expensive material, and then we throw it into a hole. And it sits through a rainstorm, a snowstorm, it thaws out just in time for spring. And we hope that the trades show up on Tuesday to do their part. It's inefficient, it's outdated, and if I'm honest, needs a bit of a refresh. To paint a picture, if we build a car like this, your Toyota would cost $500,000, take weeks to build, and when you finally get it, the doors wouldn't shut. I think we should get away from building and start manufacturing. To demonstrate what I mean, we went to a place called Wingham, Ontario, wherever that is.
How you doing, everybody? And welcome to Construction Disruption, the -10 edition. Actually don't know where we are. This is Royal Homes, though. Royal Homes is a prefabricated company that builds a house a day, apparently. We're about to go check it out because this is something that this country right now needs. Most countries are going to be looking at how prefabricated systems, such as this one, are going to change the building industry. And I'm really interested to see what we're going to find when we go in. So let's go before I freeze and turn into a popsicle. Talk about having some ice damming here.
Most people think of prefab and they think of, well, cheap mobile homes like the ones Walter White uses to cook all of his drugs. But the team at Royal Homes, they've been doing industrialized construction since 1971. And I think they've nearly perfected the craft. As a construction worker, I've been to many job sites, but this is a job site. 120,000 square feet of climate-controlled perfection. Here, well, it's always 20 degrees. And the lumber, well, it stays that perfect 12% moisture content. All of this somehow translates into this facility being able to pump out multiple homes in a single day. Today, we're gonna learn just how that happens. For starters, they've turned the construction process into an industrialized process. One where everything is to be built to a tolerance of just 1/8 of an inch. To top it off, all the inspections and certifications are baked in.
I can't believe that that was built in the factory. That house doesn't even look remotely factory built at all. It looks like a house that you'd see in the bridle path or something. Unreal.
Can you believe that this is factory built? I can't. Look at the size of these ceilings. Look at this open concept stairwell.
I think it's bigger than my house that I own right now. And was fabricated, from my understanding, to be able to be installed in less than 30 hours. So you can see the two components between the old part of the house and, well, the two parts of the house, how they are combined together by this section on the center beam.
Instead of coordinating a bunch of people to do this on site, we're up against the elements, schedules, and the inevitable human error. Royal Homes has, well, I'm gonna make up a word for this, assembly line-ified houses, where they're built like cars from the ground up. No, I'm serious, literally. These homes start their lives with the floor being built first in a suspended state.
This is insane, by the way. I have never seen anything like this, and I know we just walked into this room, but I'm walked out from -10. All of a sudden, I'm wearing my t-shirt, and all the trades in here are working away. This is crazy.
Yeah, our work environment, snow doesn't slow us up, rain, as you can tell. Guys working in their t-shirts here today, so environment's great. So lumber's dry.
So tell me a little bit about what's happening and where we are in the beginning of our journey.
Sure, this is the beginning of the plant floor right here. The floor framing structure happening here. So we have more than one house on the go at a time. We're in a jig system here on the floor, so it's all framed in place.
What is the size of the house that I'm standing on right now? This looks
This one here, this is 16 by 60.
Okay.
And this is just 1/2.
Got it.
So there'll be two modules coming together. We'll see that as we go down the production line.
Okay.
as the houses marry together, and you'll see that procedure. So
this is actually a floor system that you would use in a traditional framing of a house that you would normally build on top of your wall system. However, what they've done is they've prefabricated the entire floor that will be hoisted up and then moved over into the next section where they're going to prepare it to move down the line as a component to their entire prefabricated home. From this floor system, you're saying there's another half of this which builds
Correct.
the home, correct?
Yep, absolutely.
And from here, it gets hoisted up and gets shifted to the next section. What's that next section?
This is where the roughing is going to begin here. You can see the electrical is starting right now. So we just have a floor in place. And kind of the cool thing here is before any walls are set, they're up top putting flooring down right now, finished flooring. And we can just go up the corner and have a look at that.
Woo.
All the walls are laid out. You can see the chalk lines and the floors here
Yeah.
that Mike's laid out.
Yep.
We continued on.
And then he keeps moving even though the walls aren't even in place.
Absolutely. So you can see the outside perimeter joist in this house. So we've created a beam because this house is being lifted by a crane
Yeah.
and being set on a foundation. It's being transported down the road to back trailer.
Yeah.
So we want to add any rigidity and strength we can. So we've created this beam by doing a double perimeter joist on the house.
And does the whole house come up in one shot? Like, do you take the whole thing?
No, you set modules.
Modules.
So
So you're building components.
if you're building components, so a bungalow house traditionally would be two pieces. You know, you're looking at say a 1,500 square foot house would be two pieces. Two-story house would come in 4 modules.
So now, does each of these houses have basements?
Each of these houses have basements, whether it's a full basement, crawl space.
Okay. So that means that if I was to 3D print these bases for you guys, I'd be able to keep up with you.
You're building foundations while I'm building your house. And then we're gonna meet at the finish line,
Okay, I like that.
you know?
That's good. Is it the whole house being dropped onto like a trailer?
We don't drop any houses, we set houses.
Set houses.
We don't drop.
Good terminology. We don't want to drop
Yeah.
anything. That would be a
Talk
bad
about that.
thing. That's a
Absolutely.
really bad thing.
Yeah. This floor is gonna be moved over. The walls are gonna be brought out. The walls are gonna be set. We're gonna move over again. The ceiling's gonna come out. They all have to meet on a schedule.
So what's happening right now behind me is they've built a traditional floor system, but they've hoisted it so that it can be used to be able to do their rough-ins ahead of time, install their floors ahead of time, and lay out their wall systems so that all of the components will fit once it gets assembled on site. The cool part about this is that it's all being done in a different order, based on their ability to prefabricate all of the components in an industrialized fashion. To me, this is mind-blowing. And Brandon, who's behind our camera right now, is trying to calm me down so that I don't freak out in my whole geekdom of how this gets done, because I am literally losing my mind how cool this is. Next comes the walls.
So from this stage, we finished our flooring above here. The floor structure's in place. We have the overhead crane here. Now this floor is going to be brought down to the production floor. And you can see the tracks on the floor system here. And we're going to install these unit wheels on here that have a guide track in the center module. And that's how it's going to guide it down the rest of the production line. So we are building your house from the inside out. Whereas a site-built house, since you're dealing with elements, you're building from the outside in. The drywall is already on, the vapor barrier is already on. We're going to insulate from the outside of your house.
Oh.
Traditionally, we're doing it the other way. You have to have the whole exterior of your house finished. So this is all interior, exterior walls built on our framing table. We have walls being built at the back table here, which will also be brought forward on this track system. Vapor barrier, we can build a wall 62 feet long. That's our maximum length on our unit here. So you can see the roll of vapor barrier at the back. We're going to put one continuous sheet of vapor barrier on there. No starts and stops, no tape or anything like that. You have a continuous seal on your home. So that's kind of the advantage of that. And from that stage, interior, exterior walls will be stored behind us. We have numerous houses on the go at the same time. And then from here, once again, we're going to use an overhead crane track system and bring the walls out to meet the production line.
After that, a roof. And I'll tell you this, I've never seen a roof built like this before.
We build your roof section upside down. Why?
Yeah, explain that. Why? Why would you
Okay.
build it upside down?
So if you're building traditionally site-built house,
Yeah,
you're over 6 feet tall. I'm over 6 feet tall. What's our job? Standing there with drywall over our head
pretty much all the time.
all the time, right?
Yeah.
Here we're going to apply your drywall, lay it down in place.
Oh man, that's such a smart idea.
So we're standing all our trusses at this point here. And then from this point, we're gonna drywall your entire ceiling, and they're gonna come out and meet the production line.
From those of you who are in this industry and you know how to frame and when you're building, this is the worst section of the house to build. So you're installing trusses. If you're installing them, that's not that bad. But you have to like build a hand-cut roof, that's horrible. And as he just mentioned, Brian said, us guys who are over 6 feet tall, our job is literally to hold drywall for hours as it gets screwed into the ceiling. We don't have to do that here because what they've done is they've literally flipped the script on how a roof gets done. That is cool. They flipped it upside down and they're drywalling from the top down so nobody has to like deal with that horrible feeling of arm burn ever again.
I'm very impressed, to say the least. And in every corner, there's either something being built or something coming together. Multiple trades are working within the same environment, but not on top of each other. And there's even a pit boss. This guy sits upstairs and literally controls the whole thing like Gandalf. It's wild. All of this within walking distance. Actually, even better. All of this within screaming distance to the guy doing it around the corner. Like you could literally be like, hey Frank, get down here and fix this piece of wood you screwed up. It's not like you're waiting 5 weeks for him to show back up because he decided to go on vacation. You're literally calling that guy over. He walks across the floor, fixes it right there and then. It's insane.
So you can see our 2 modules of our house here. This is what we call our marriage wall.
A marriage wall.
Marriage wall. So these 2 units are gonna come together in marriage. Where the 2 walls come together, that is our marriage wall. So we are gonna have a wider wall through the center portion of the house.
On transportation, you always are gonna wonder yourself, how is drywall actually gonna stay not cracking or not splitting or not creating problems in the seams? Well, what they do is they actually put the ply up to add rigidity to the building where it's gonna be married together. But more importantly, what they do is they add additional framing to support the structures that are more open where that cracking would actually take place. So one of the things that's really interesting, and Brian was just explaining to me, was that when they travel with these components on the road, there's a height restriction. So the roofs are actually hinged. So as they are installed on site, the crane will lift the roof so that it becomes a traditional roof.
By the hour, components come together and start forming a house. There's no detail spared here. And let's not get this confused. These are fully custom homes, and this is not just limited to houses. Royal Homes can actually build triplexes, fourplexes, and even sixplexes with these assembly lines.
It's like mesmerizing. It's like kind of like hypnotic to see it all happening at once while you're here and you're looking, it's all unfolding in one shot. I'm telling you, it's hypnotic. It's the coolest thing.
These houses are fully built with all of their mechanical systems, kitchens installed. I'm surprised there's not even cutlery and glassware sitting in these shelves. It is literally done. Of course, you have to get all your final connections finished. Plumbing and electrical hookups and sewer. But other than that, I've never seen anything like this before.
These houses don't weigh a lot though, you know, that module here, that one there is about 25,000 pounds. So
It's actually not that bad at all.
not that bad at all.
I would have thought way more.
Yeah, no.
Why is that? It's just the product?
Just the product, yeah. Yeah, it's deceiving me, they're not that heavy. That tractor trailer is gonna back into what we call our pit. And you can see the cable on the floor there. It pulls the tracks across. That's how we're able to push the modules over the pit on a track system. Oh, that's stupid.
Okay, out here, oh, almost get killed by that. Oh my God. That's called sixplexes. Out here, it's freezing and horrible to work with and I almost die. In here, I'm safe and I can easily work all day long.
Before the day ended, I sat down with Jason to discuss how this process that they've perfected over nearly 60 years can be used in what we have coming up. Okay, Jason, I gotta tell you, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And I told you downstairs already, off camera, I'm a giant geek. So I just geeked out hard in that entire plant. But tell me a little bit about what inspired you to be part of this company.
Right, well, it's easy, you know, we believe that we're in the midst of a transformational period in the housing industry. There's a massive housing crisis. No denying that. There's an issue of shortage of locations, trades, difficulty to make things happen. The automobile industry went through a very similar change. And people went from building a car one-off to actually going and building cars at scale. So we look at it from the opportunity where people don't build cars in driveways when you order one. You don't like order a car and they go and build one in your driveway. And we don't think people should have houses that way either.
Unless you're the Back to the Future the car, the DeLorean.
Yeah, one of those. Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, exactly.
Why has this not been picked up on a national scale by multiple different groups to be able to build houses this way? I mean, it just clearly makes sense. We're inside, we're out of negative 20-degree weather. There's no snow, there's no rain. Why have we not done this?
I think that the traditional house building is, really focused on building a house on a site. They look at that piece of land as the project that has its entirety inside that one project. So once that project is done, they sort of like forget about it and move on to the next project, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But this is a mission. There's a huge difference between a project and a mission, right? So we're on a mission to help solve the global housing crisis. Okay, our factory is capable of building another factory within our factory to ship that factory to another location to then set up and build houses and deliver for that entire community. But we're not just building houses. We're building police stations, we're building plazas. We can build schools, we can build daycares. It's not
sixplexes.
Sixplexes, no problem. Yeah, it's not just housing. So when you look at it from that perspective, okay, our goal or what we're setting out to do, okay, is be a solution to the global housing crisis. That's very much different than just looking at one particular project. So we're looking outward, not inward. And I think that's the biggest difference because people are busy working in their business. Okay, which is great, that's their business. They're so busy working in their business that they never spend time working on their business or looking at how this can tie to the bigger picture. The end game for us is that there is no longer a global housing crisis. Why hasn't somebody done this before? And there's really two reasons. One is we talked about everyone looks inward and not outward. Mm-hmm. And the second thing is there's a real lack of urgency that exists in the world today. And I'll give you an example of how we think here in this organization. Okay, if we look at the global housing crisis, all right, as a problem, right, there is a missing house for every single person on this planet, a missing house. Okay, and then you overlay it with the same amount of urgency to solve that problem as if it was your missing 2-year-old child. Okay, think about that, right? So I have a missing house. If there's somebody that doesn't have a home, okay, there's a missing house out there that they need to find. Okay, and us at Royal Homes, we're gonna teach people how to solve that with the same urgency that it was a missing 2-year-old. There's no such thing as later. There's no such thing as tomorrow. Okay, if I have a missing 2-year-old out there, I am going to take instantaneous action. I'm going to call upon whatever resource I can. Government, private, public, friends, family, anybody I know and anybody they know to unite together to find that missing house. You get it? And that's the key piece right there that I believe is missing.
The way that analogy just hit my head, it was terrifying.
We could conceivably be on the cusp of a revolution here, that somebody could go from raw land with no improvement at all on the land to sitting in the living room watching television within 24 hours.
I've never seen anything like this before, where they've actually taken this level of process and brought it to such level of perfection that they're able to put a house out in a day. I really think I'm gonna try and use this on Lamont, because if we can put one of these sixplexes together, what would that look like against another building that we built? And it would be so cool to actually grab the costs and the budgets and align them and see what we could do and who would win. What would be better? All these questions I have, it's kind of making my head go crazy. I wanna work with these guys. I wanna try and make one of these things. I think this is gonna be super cool. And as usual, everybody, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button. See you next time.